We cannot wait for a foreigner to do that. Many foreigners have attempted to do that, but there are no results. So mediocrity must must be emphasized a lot. And as you join African Rebirth, just know at the top of your mind, you can't forget about everything. But this is the campus. This is our DNA, defining mediocrity. And I hope everyone here has that DNA of defying mediocrity and rising to the potential or power that we deserve as Africans. And it's like I said, it's not me only who do it, it's us. That's why we have our young people across the region and coming together and inspiring each other, creating a nucleus, an ecosystem of well-built leaders with a sharp mindset that defies mediocrity. So we defy mediocrity in the strongest terms possible. And we want to empower. We want young people to have a mindset of peace, a mindset of unity and prosperity. What is prosperity? You can't have prosperity when you don't have peace. You can't achieve anything when you don't have unity. And so these are three pillars of African rebirth: peace, unity, and shared prosperity, and defying mediocrity. So as you move forward, this is really what we stand for. But we also have a philosophical, historical testament to this. We realize that in the history of mankind, be ancient, be now, be when and when. I don't know which date the world was created. I have no idea about that. But ancient times, ancient emperors, in the ancient of days, there is no society has progressed to the highest form of development and civilization without these three pillars of peace, unity, and prosperity. So there must be peace. I must be at peace to trade. I must be peace to make business. I must be at peace to create collaborations and businesses. So African Rebirth also draws that historical fact that there is no society as developed. Europe went through many wars to be where it is. 1830 revolution, French revolutions. Revolutions are wars, are guns. They are not just movements. So, but when they left fighting, you can see what happened. Even in Africa, we must instill that spirit. We must stop fighting small fights, family fights, tribal fights, tribes that even don't make up 100, but you see people attached to their tribes, they're like a small goat, So we have to defy that. And as young people, we must be the light and the candle for this. And it is in our benefit, because where we're going to leave our grandchildren, our children, and we have more years to live. So we must do that. And therefore, African Rebirth aims to build and inspire young African leaders with a mindset and perception of peace. That is where we stand. That despite the ravaged wars, ethnic divisions, and mediocre path to prosperity that have characterized our past, we still have the mandate to turn pages for a new Africa filled with peace, united people, and prosperous societies. There is nothing too late to perform. There is nothing too hard to achieve. So if you want to blossom, inspire, we have to have this mindset as early as possible. Because when I was in your answers, the questions in interviews, when we ask what's Africa's main challenge, a lot of you said corruption, leaders, education system, a lot. You have a lot. If you can ask anyone that what is Africa's major problem, people are so quick to know the problems, but we should be quick to have solutions. And the solution derives when you take as a responsibility, when it is not Okay, leaders. Who are leaders? You're also a leader, but just not, you're not like a national leader. You're a leader at a certain level. You're a leader at your community level. You're a leader at your school level, in your school club. You're a leader at work. You don't need a title to be a leader. You just have to have a responsibility to be a leader. And so what you do as a leader right now, in a big way, speaks to the future. What if you have that political power, that office? Would you defy mediocrity? Would you deliver to the promises? And so that has been our main challenge as Africans. And we have to defy this. And that's why the African rebirth is born, to rebirth. For something to be reborn or rebirth, something must have died or not growing. There are two aspects there. So when you look at the current status of Africa, historic and present, it seems we're just a sleeping giant that needs to be waking up, that needs to wake up. And who are people going to wake it up? It's me and you. And that's why we need a rebirth in mindset shift, in how we do business, on how we do politics, and how we do society, arrangement, organization. And that's where the difference is. And that's where the game changer is. And that's why the rebirth of Africa is. So our programs, as you said, as you saw in your application, leadership is our top priority. Diplomacy. Right now, we are focused on 4 things: leadership, diplomacy, entrepreneurship, and peace building. That's what we are focused right now. Why entrepreneurship? Tell me a society that has not developed without massive production, innovation, and businesses growing up. And many of you also said unemployment, and I want to let you know that unemployment is not an African issue, it's a global issue. But just the rate, only the rate is what matters. And so how would we able to cut down that rate? Is us creating innovative ideas. Stop these habits or this ideology, the government is not doing this, the government is not doing this. No. What are you doing for yourself before you blame the government? As a leader at a lower level, you must think about these questions. What am I doing for myself before I cast a stone to the government? Because government are not aliens, they are people. They have fallacies, they have their own ambitions. Are you sure that their ambitions aligns with your ambitions? So you have to create that innovative, that entrepreneurial spirit. And that's why we say, if you have to maximize the potential and growth of Africa, we have to harness entrepreneurship. We have to bring innovative ideas that are game changers, innovations, and entrepreneurship is the entry to development, economic growth, and economic boom. And to have that, you have to cultivate that mindset of one, self-awareness. What are you capable of doing? Do you scan problems, solutions? Do you see opportunities in the middle of challenges and tactics? Of course, notwithstanding the main challenges that are there. So diplomacy, why focus on diplomacy? So would someone like, why diplomacy? Now, to navigate in this current 21st century world, you don't only need a strong entrepreneurial spirit or innovations. You need to understand the global systems. And how do you understand global system? Is studying diplomacy. How do you bring people to your side? How do you convince people? How do you network with people? Because business strategy is people strategy. Just if you're an entrepreneur, you must know that business strategy is people strategy. Literally meaning that it's how you treat people that guarantees the success of your business. But you cannot treat people when you don't know how to communicate to people, when you don't know how to connect to people, when you don't know the psyche of people, when you're not knowing the global trends, international trade, geopolitics that goes around that turns the factors of production. And so that's where diplomacy comes in. And you find a lot of NGOs in Africa focusing on poverty eradication. You know very well that they have never solved it and they will never solve poverty. NGOs don't solve poverty, they add poverty. Straightforward. They just add poverty, because you can't tell me you are eradicating poverty when you're not teaching people to produce. You're just teaching people to harness a few scriptures in the Bible, and so that doesn't happen in the real world. You have to be hands-on, but to understand that thing, you have to be on top of your diplomatic skills too. Critical thinking skills, communication skills, networking skills, persuasion skills. How do you persuade a business partner? How do you bring in new customers? How do you treat customers? As I told you, business strategy is people strategy. So you must have a people strategy. And that's why the caveat of diplomacy comes in, to enhance that, to sharpen that, to clean that as an entrance to your success as a young people. And so people are going to be change makers in Africa. They must, from a word go, they must understand geopolitics. They must understand international trade. They must understand people psychology globally. And diplomacy provides this. And that's why we develop a holistic approach to development. You are business oriented, you are politically enlightened and educated, but also not only in your country, but also at a global level. That's where you tap into the resources. That's why we focus on diplomacy. Of course, leadership is the core of everything. Everything lies and falls on leadership. You show me a prosperous society, I'll show you the quality of its leaders. And so we have to also change this. There's nothing that can thrive if there is no leadership, if there is no mentorship, if there is no guidance, if there is no inspiration and empowerment. And so we need leaders to harness this. We need leaders that empower others. We need leaders that inspires people to do great stuff. We need leaders to create that revolutionary mindset that has never existed, to achieve what you cannot perform the same results and expect the same results and bigger results. No, you have to do something you have never done to get different results. And also we need a 21st century young leaders with a mindset of success, prosperity, innovation, collaboration, appreciation of diversity. So that's what we need, and that's why it's a big pillar. And second, you would ask, what's peace building then? What is peace? Why peace building? Why not even peace building? Because we know that even currently, when you look at the whole of Africa, there are wars going on. There are misunderstandings going on. And how is war fought? War is not fought really. War is not won by military soldiers, those in uniform. What sustains war, or what defeats war, is actually society. When your society is not support of your military expeditions, you may not win the war. You will never win the war, because society plays a lot in winning the war or losing the war, because they're the ones who give soldiers food. They're the ones who hide those soldiers. They're the ones who provide the morale to fight. There is no soldier without morale. A soldier needs to have morale to fight. And so if we understand that we have to create peace, we won't support this stuff of wars and malice and Boko Haram, those who are from Nigeria, they're using young people to put a bomb on themselves, expecting to go to heaven, Allah to reward them. You know. So we, as young people, the cycle of war, we must replace it with a cycle of peace. Let's negotiate, you know. Let's see our differences. Let's sit on the table. And as a young leader in your society, you can harness this, because war starts from society. Simple things, discrimination. When people feel not welcome in a place, when people feel that they are not appreciated, they create a mindset and a bad attitude. And so as young people, let's embrace our people. Let's see potential in our people, you know. Let's support us, our young people, our fellow people, our fellow, you know, comrades, you know, if you will. And that's why the mindset formed. But even at a very strategic level, national level, the young people have a lot to play. It's only even those rebel groups, they recruit young people to fight. No one can recruit my grandpa, he has no power to fight, you know. So they recruit young people to fight, promising them heaven and earth, which is not right. And so, do we have the capacity? Do we have the orientation? Do we have the education to find that this is really a scam? It's going to cost my life, but also, more importantly, it's going to cost my entire generation life. Imagine the young people fighting Cabo Delgado in Mozambique, in those wars, terrorist organization. Imagine young people fighting Boko Haram. What are they fighting for? You know, they're not fighting Tokyo for Nigeria. They're just insurgencies, creating confusion, senseless wars, I call them. And so they use young people. The international coups and national coups use young people in their agendas, hidden agendas they don't know. So young people must be oriented enough to fight all this. And so to eliminate that, we must have honest conversations about it, and we must defy, and we must help our young people to discover that as fellow people. I'm sure that everyone here has friends, has relatives. So how do you orient people in that? And so you find like weak statements, lame statements like, okay, we are going to war because we lacked jobs, unemployment. Oh, you're going to cause more unemployment, going to fight insurgencies you won't even win, or you don't know even their missions, how much they pay. They just give you a gun and $100. So we must orient that the future is not of war. The future is peace. And peace is achieved by dialogue and appreciation of everyone's uniqueness. So those are our pillars: leadership, diplomacy, and I have explained what we stand for on that. So can you please mute if you're not speaking? It creates an echo here. So that's these are organizations that won't go into details of that. I want to go to our values because it's so important. Our values as African leaders. What are values? Values of leadership. So I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that everyone here admitted has a spirit of leadership in them. And so we believe that leaders are the people who are going to create change. And leadership is everything. To me, leadership is everything. It can create, it can destroy, it can inspire, it can, give the worst. So leadership is important. And I believe that everyone is a top-notch leader. And so, leadership, remember, is not only a position or this glamorous position. People must worship you. No, that's not leadership. That is a cult. Leadership is hands-on. Leadership is inspiration. Leadership is empowerment. How do you empower others to see the future, to touch the future, even if they don't see now? How do you help them see the future? Leadership is solution. Are you a solution or a problem? Leadership is providing maturity, judgment. How do you scan through things in life? That's leadership, and that's what we are training young leaders to be, because Africa has suffered a lot because leadership, it's a lot. How do you scan things? How do you see through things? What is your aim as a leader? Excellence, number two. Number two, why excellence? I told you like excellence is everything to us too, because remember our mission is to defy mediocrity. So we believe in excellence. So we don't tolerate anything that's not excellent, because it has costed Africa much too. Diversity, that's why everyone here has a different last name or anything. Sure, tell me a person here, they come from the same family, mom, dad, no one. Everyone is from different countries, different background, but we are here united by purpose and mission. And the mission is, to chart a new course of Africa. So diversity, you must respect diversity, because diversity is strength. Diversity is what makes things go. Diversity is innovation. It's when I respect your innovation, your diversity, that I respect your innovations. Pan-Africanism, So we believe we're Pan-Africans. We believe that we must create a new change of leaders who believe in Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is not hate of others. Quote me right. It's not, okay, I hate everyone who's not Pan-African. No, Pan-Africanism is self-consciousness. And it's a belief that you deserve better. You love Africa. And Pan-Africanism, quote me right still, it's not the color of your skin. Because most people believe you're Pan-Africans when you are too black. No, you might be too black at the skin when you are too white at the heart. So it doesn't, oh, you are too Asian at heart, or wherever you're too alien, you do have even no sight. So Pan-Africanism is a strong and a firm belief of unity of Africa, of a peaceful society of Africa and a prosperous society of Africa. Anyone who is out of those three contexts, I don't believe is Pan-Africans. However much you are too dark, like charcoal or anything. So it's not about the color of the skin. It's about the color of your orientation and how you see things through about Africa. Do you believe Africa can be the next superpower? Do you believe that working towards it is the best way? Do you believe in the unity of African people? Do you believe it? That's the Pan-Africans. So a Pan-African is not wearing these traditional attires and that is the fashion. That's fashion show. That's not Pan-Africanism. So it's more of an ideology than a physical thing. And you find people like, oh, I no longer wear suits. I'm a Pan-African. No, hell no. You're not a Pan-African because you don't wear suits. We wear traditional attires. You're Pan-Africans because you believe in the unity of African people. You are working towards the unity of African people. You are working towards the unity of African people. You are bringing African people together. That's what I call Pan-Africanism. And so the African rebirth, Pan-Africanism, is a Pan-Africanism of unity, Pan-Africanism of prosperity. There is no Pan-Africanism without prosperity. What shall be uniting? We must be prosperous. That's the end goal. So we believe in transparency and accountability too. That's why we are going to follow up with you guys. How are you progressing? I'll speak about even expectations we expect from you, since we are on the point of accountability. We expect total commitment. We are accountable. You give explanation to what you're doing. You evaluate. Accountability, self-reflection. How are you performing? How are you doing? And as an organization, that's what we believe in. of course, unity and transformation, what have you. So those are our values, and we expect young people to have those values as we are working towards Africans, Pan-Africanism that we enjoy most and we enjoy all good. So I'll leave you to that, and I'll stick to also what are we expecting as an organization. How is this program going to run? So this program will run for 6 weeks, 6 weeks, and we expect total commitment in 6 weeks. Now, we host leaders in politics, in business, in civil society, academics. But our point is not just only training, webinars, connecting those big people, but also we harness the spirit of networking. We must know each other. We must know each other's strength. We must connect with our different people from different parts of Africa. So that's number one. So expect networking sessions. Yes, we expect them. Expect very good professional networking sessions. Cultural networking sessions. People need to know each other. Cultural sensitivity, cultural evolution of certain societies is very important as African people. Yeah. So that's what we believe in, and that's we are very excited to have you. So I'll stop there and have questions you answer. If you have questions, comments, and then we'll call it a day. Anyone with the questions?
Yes.
Yes, we.
Good afternoon. I just have a follow-up question. This program, is it going to be every Saturday with change to Sunday, and the time for the program?
So here's the thing. We have the first program, which is on the 30th January, will be on Sunday. That's the only program that will be on Sunday, 13th of January. That's next Sunday, actually. So we have a business seminar on that, and we are hosting two powerful women who are CEOs of their businesses. So that's the only time. So the standard time is 6 p.m. cut, Central African time. That's the only time. So after Sunday, every session will be Saturday. However, during the week, the communication, our staff we have networking sessions. So they might arrange something to network. So you must not expect like 2 days in a week of African rebirth. Yes, like set aside like 2 days in a week, expect it. We might have a networking session. We might have a group work session going on. Yeah. Any other question?
Hello.
Yes.
I don't have a question actually, but it's just a little privilege. If you don't mind, use your headphones because the audio quality is so bad. Thank you.
What do you mean audio quality? You didn't hear me?
I mean, the audio is bad, the quality. So if you don't want, use your headphones.
I don't understand your question. What is it? Is it what is bad? My audio?
Yes.
You don't hear me?
Yes, I can't hear you, but no, not well.
Oh, okay.
You're not clear enough to understand. See? So if you don't mind, use your headphones because there is some sound in the background.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I don't have earphones right now, but I'll buy earphones later for sure. Sorry about that. But the video is recorded, so we can people can go and watch it on our YouTube channels. So any other question?
Hello.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to ask, are we gonna, oh, sorry for interrupting. Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask, is it possible that we can receive some form of data assistance?
The what?
Is it possible that we can receive some form of data assistance?
Data?
Assistance.
Oh, no, we don't provide that.
Okay. And then in terms of the seminars and everything, I just want to ask, like, what's, despite the fact that we'll receive some form of mentorship, what then happens after that? Do we just lose contact, or is there some kind of I don't know, be created afterwards, or like I'm not sure.
Okay. What you're saying is what happens after, right?
Yes.
Okay, what happens after you get your certificate after 6 weeks of training? Second, we expect you to create platforms where you can also share the knowledge you got in your training. We expect you also to keep in around the alumni of African Rebirth. We expect you to go there and be a change maker too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Any other question?
I think I have a follow-up question towards the question that was asked by the previous speaker. You said we shall create now platforms where we can share what you learned. So are we going to share it in the name of African Rebirth or just within other organizations that we are part of? And as African Rebirth alumni, are we somehow also part of the organization on their next activities and so on, or just after the what is it, the training, or after the mentorship, and then we detach from African Rebirth and just do whatever we learned from African Rebirth in different organizations?
No, thank you for the good question. No, once you're in African Rebirth, you are in forever. You know, African Rebirth is more of a mentality than just being a physical member, you know. But speaking of that, we don't let our people just go. Our people keep connected. So you'll be part of it for sure, forever, forever. Any other question? Comments, questions? Okay.
Pardon me if I may. I just wanted to find out that the presentation that you just shared now in the Zoom meeting, are we going to be able to get probably a copy of it?
Yes, I will send it to the group chat and you read it in depth. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other question?
Hello, I just wanted to ask a question.
Yes.
So, so what is going to be after this orientation? Could we know or get information about the schedule or the things that is going to happen and later stuff about the training? Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was my next item. I was going to introduce you the staff that will be working closely with you, the communication department, and that will be working closely with you. So they will send all the schedule, the scheduling, the reminders, and all the information you need. So I was going to introduce them after the Q&A you guys have. So anyone with a question?
Yeah, actually, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Peter Chol. Based on the presentation that you've done, you know, one thing that I have known about the most of the organizations that are built on African level is that people try to come up with ideas of helping Africa, and at some point you will see that after making a certain progress or after being maybe shut down by the people who may not like the idea, you see people tend to give up in the middle of the way. You see people tend to give up and not follow what they have actually initiated or what they have in the brain, like to make a progress. And then also what I've heard also in your presentation, you say like this is more of, and there is, what I have heard from me is like there's no more of the physical practices. So I'm here to ask you like, why is it very hard like to have a kind of physical practice, or why is it very hard like to put in your plans to have a physical practice? Because most of our African people, they want to see certain things. They don't want to be hearing things when they're not seeing what is happening on the ground. So what's your plan for things that would happen on the ground? Because like I say, we Africans, there's that kind of belief that Africa believe by seeing. So it is already a kind of mentality that's already put on our minds as African. So we want to see something. When you're talking, you have to walk what you're talking. So what's your plan for the physical practice?
Okay, good question. Exactly what do you mean by physical practice? Because we are already working on it. You guys are not here just on papers. You are here to be inspired and learn. So we are putting things in action, what we plan. So if we are not putting things in action, it will be like a document remaining in shelves to be written. But wait, just wait a bit. So yeah, but is it Peter? Yeah, Peter. So what we are doing right now is we are putting action, what you're saying. But what you're saying is maybe physical, if I understand well, going physical, being on the ground, having an office somewhere. Is that, I think that's what you mean. So
yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. Like having a practical ground where you can be found, not maybe on Zoom and any kind of that.
Okay, so then that's not putting actions to it is just like when I plan to be physical. That's the question how I should be framed, I guess. But
absolutely,
yes, if you say you're putting actions, ideas to actions, oh man, we've moved the miles in doing that. But when you say being physical, I understand where you're coming from. So we started 2020. I'll explain you the context. We started 2020 at the height of pandemic. That's when the pandemic had gone, had come, I guess, 2020. So there was no time to have that physical by the nature of the world context that was going on. Second, we don't operate in one country, and you cannot be physical in the whole of Africa. You cannot be physical once in the whole of Africa. So as a means to ease work and production, we found that virtual training or virtual interactions would be good because we reach out to everyone in Madagascar, in Ethiopia, in everywhere. It's easy. You are all here, you're from different countries. But if you were physical, for example, are you from South Sudan? Peter?
Yeah, sure. I'm from South Sudan.
Yeah, if I was in Juba right now, the people of Tunisia want to be here right now. So it kind of creates a simple working and innovating. But putting a physical office, we open, we are fully registered in Burundi as a physical. Okay, that will be our African office in Burundi. Just at the moment. So I want to just say that virtual space is a lot easier, and we like I told you, we open our office in Burundi physical. That is, we are fully registered as an organization in Burundi. That will be our physical office, our African physical office. But we cannot say we are opening an office in Juba in 54 states. That would be too gross and unrealistic. And so that's why we are operating. This year, going physical, each year we'll be having an international conference, a physical international conference. And this year we are holding it in Namibia. Windhoek. Anyone from Windhoek? So we are coming down in Namibia. We will be choosing each African country that we host an international conference for young people for African rebirth, to go physical, like you said, and believe. And second, we have to defy that mentality that Africans believe what they see. It's us to have to change. You don't have to see that someone is dying first to take him to the hospital. You just have to see signs that someone is dying and take them to the hospital. I guess that's where I'm coming from. So we cannot say we are not working until we go physical, so people can see what our physical office. Yeah. So I think if I explain that, the context that which we started in and the modus of operandi that is easier a lot to connect with people easily. The virtual space is also a very good space. But I told you we are fully registered as an organization in Burundi that will be an African office. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely answers my question. I think that's where I was driving from, because, you know, as an organization, there must be where you're legally registered. That's what I was trying to get, because I'm sure, like, having so many, having so many offices across Africa is not something that's realistic. And I was just only trying to get a point where you are legally registered, and also maybe to put a suggestion if there could be a regional branches, something like that. Maybe that would be for a future. Maybe, sure. Thank you. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you for answering me. Yeah.
No problem, Peter. Thank you, brother. Any other question? We are running out. We have 10 minutes. We can't exceed 1 hour. Okay, if there is no question, I would like to introduce our communication team that will be handling this department so well, and this cohort. So is Yasmin around? Yasmin?
Yes, Enoch.
Yes, Yasmin, Relato, you around?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Relato, you around? Okay, maybe she's gone. Yasmin, say hello, and what are you doing?
So hi, everyone.
Hello.
Enoch, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Can I come back a bit later?
Okay. So Yasmin is in
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry.
And she'll be communicating through our WhatsApp chat group. Dr. Yonas, you around? Hello?
Yes, I am around. Can you hear me?
Yes. So introduce yourself to the amazing group that we're excited to have.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Yeah, speaking to you right now is Dr. Danos from Ethiopia. I am the Director of Communications and External Relations in African Rebirth. I am going to be coordinating this cohort along with Yasmin, so you can have the best understanding of how this how leadership, diplomacy, entrepreneurship, policymaking, peace building is going to play out, and how you're going to be applying it in your lives. We're going to have many networking sessions as much as we can, and we're going to be able to connect and discuss on these matters to our best. Yeah, more than anything, please try to show up. Try to show up. Not attending is intolerable through our cohorts, and please come prepared and well read. You are leaders, you are the future change makers, and you are the hope of Africa. So with that in mind, please come prepared. Please come well informed so as to get the best of all our sessions. We'll try our best to give you the best of what we have. And we at Africa Rebirth believe in you. So, I mean, it's best if we come believing in ourselves as well. So yeah, with that, I will give the stage back to you. Over to you, Enoch.
Thank you. That's our communication team. They will be in touch with you. So last comment, we just want to say that we are very strong on commitment. And the orientation also serves like the sort of an interview. So if you are not so sure that you commit to this, please, you still have a chance to say, it was nice seeing you, but I'm not so sure. Be honest and transparent and say you are not. You may not be able, because if you miss 2 times and without, and 3 times, regardless of any problem, we cannot take you, because we want our people to go along with what we teach. And missing, could be internet issue, what. Many problems are there. I admit there are so many problems that can hinder you from attending. However, we must chat. We must stick to the standard. We cannot compromise accountability, because it has costed Africa too much. So we have to. It's also an orientation sets this. Are you fully able? Like, you will commit to this for 6 weeks, Of course, we are humans. We are not robots. Like, things happen. Just communicate to us. So communication is key. There are people who don't show up. They never communicate. But so we cannot assume that, someone is having a problem or anything. So active, effective communication must be a very appealing thing that we need to work on. So otherwise, thank you very much. You will hear all the schedule, the programming that we're gonna do this coming weekend. So we have an amazing panel of women CEOs gonna speak to us on business strategy. And please, myself, I can't wait to attend. And also, you guys, wish you everyone attends, and we go for it. And third or last, we are not immune to ideas. We are also growing innovation. You can't stop growth. So please, if you have an amazing idea, if you have something to share, please feel free to reach out, either me or anyone. So feel free to reach out that you have this amazing idea. We listen. So don't assume that we don't. Just reach out. If anything makes you uncomfortable in any way, offends you in any way, please reach out. We can rectify that. Leadership is continuous learning. So we want to learn. I believe you guys have amazing experiences that we can tap into to expand, to learn, and also grow a more audience. So if you have amazing ideas, reach out and treat this like a family. It's not an organization per se, but we call ourselves African Rebirth family. So you're in a family, you're in a huge, bigger family. And because we share perspective, we share mission, values. So we are family. So reach out, feel free to talk to us in any way you can. Any complaint, any suggestion, ideas that builds, anything you wanna put across. Don't go outside and say, those are big amazing people that they never listen to me. We listen also. So that's what I want to say. Feel comfortable, feel home. We are more than excited to have you at African Rebirth. And as we grow and chart a new course for Africa, we are change makers. So let's act like real change makers and leaders and diplomats and entrepreneurs and everything. We are many hats, but all leading prosperity of Africa. That's what we need, and that's what we've been lacking in Africa. Otherwise, I thank you very much for attending and your contribution, your time. So see you Sunday. If you, like I said, have any questions, please hit our inboxes. They are not full for questions. Yeah, so thank you very much. Have a very good day, everyone. A good night, depending on where you are. And bye for now.